wake you up? No. You are having trouble falling asleep. Is your sleep bag warm enough? Yes. I know. We've been walking and hiking for the whole day. Maybe you just need some time to relax your muscle. Tell yourself that it's all settled now. We are here in a quiet and sleepy forest. All the animals have gone to bed. There is no sound but the autumn rain. Or maybe the sound of the falling leaves carrying gently by the wind and touched the moisturized ground. Can you smell the rain and the mud? Yes, I like it very much. This smell always reminds me of my childhood. We are safe and warm here in the tent. It protects us from the cold rain outside. So, relax, relax, relax. You're in a safe place. You are doing great today. Oh, yes. Since you are awake, I'm preparing some hot beverage. I think it will be perfect to enjoy in this weather. I roasted some spice like cinnamon and clove. And when it's well toasted, I pour some milk inside and just add a touch of brown sugar. Yeah, just a little bit, only for the caramel flavor. Would you like to try? Yay! Let me pour one for you. Is your beverage? Be careful, it's a little bit hot. You may want to hold it in your hand so you can be warmed up. Here we go. Careful. Hope you like it. Oh, yes. I was outside after the dinner. I thought you would be sleeping. So I was searching and collecting plants in the forest. And I came back just before the rain started. I feel so lucky. Yes. Do you want to see what I found? Yay. Wait a second, I will show you. So, we are having some oak nuts for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And also 2 kinds of the pine cone for 1, 2, 3, 4, and the bigger one for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. And of course, a lot of leaves that I find on the ground. Oh, and I was very surprised that actually we are surrounded by the oak trees here in this forest. I like very much oak tree. They are tall, majestic, and often a symbol of strength. It's one of the most widespread trees. It can grow in temperate or subtropical climates. And do you know that an oak tree be great if we can read it together next time. How about we go for another hiking in the forest and we bring this book? That would be wonderful. I'm so glad that you like it too. And do you know that the oak tree leaves also playing an important role in the ecosystem? It conveys sunlight into sugar and help the plants grow, and absorbing nitrogen and carbon from the atmosphere, bringing them back to Earth when falling. This can enrich the soil for the future plant growth. And they are beautiful to watch too. You can expect a seasonal change for most of the species, like orange color, red color, yellow, brown, and sometimes even purple. Give astonishing decoration to the forest. And oh yes, the most interesting thing is, for each oak tree, there are actually two types of the leaves: the sun leaves and the shade leaves, as if they have memory of the light. The sun leaves are bigger and smaller to reduce the water loss facing direct sunlight, while the shade leaves are broader and thinner to maximize the chance of capturing more sunlight in shade area. Very, very smart, isn't it? I think people often underestimate the intelligence of the plants, considering them less smart than animals just because they don't move that much. But plants are actually so smart that they don't even need to move to survive. When it comes to late autumn, most oak trees will shake off their leaves and create a layered leaves litter for the ground, like a colored carpet. This is an ideal habitat for countless organisms such as fungi and microbes. This layer retains the moisture in the soil, can also prevent loss during heavy rainfall and wind. When decomposed, the oak tree leaves release organic matter back to the soil, fertilizing the ground and keep the whole forest healthy and strong. Here, I found some beautiful oak leaves. We can take it back as the memory of this magical forest. What do you think? Oh, yes, I didn't tell you. Actually, the oak nuts that I brought tree lives under a giant oak tree. I heard some noise above. It's like you know what I mean? And I looked up and I saw leaves moving, but I couldn't see why. Then, all of a sudden, a red shadow flying across the branch, and I heard a voice. "What are you doing here, visitor?" I follow the voice and I see the red shadow jumping and shining like a flame among the autumn leaves. It's a red squirrel. I told him that I'm here for hiking. I don't want to collect some souvenir to take back home. The squirrel turning down along the trunk and showed me a handful of oak nuts. "Here, you should not miss them for your souvenir. Those are the best thing in the world." "We, squirrel," he said, "are very good at caching and storing food for winter. And autumn is the most busy and fun time for us. Thanks to the oak trees, they give us abundance of oak nuts, which are the most important energy sources during the harsh winter. So, like now, me and all the other squirrels are spending whole days outside, collecting oak nuts, then hide it in a sacred place. When winter comes, we will go out, dig out those hiding treasures, then enjoy them in our cozy and warm home with our family. I found those techniques amazing. Such a brilliant strategy for food storing, don't you think? I think we should do that too. And even more amazingly, the squirrel told me that there are actually two types of oak nuts: the white oak nuts and the red oak. When squirrels find a white oak nut, they will eat it immediately. While if it's a red nut, they are more likely to hide it. Do you know why? Because the white oak nuts germinate faster than the red ones, so less easy for storing. And also, the squirrel told me the white ones are more delicious and easy to digest due to the lower level of tannin. I guess it's kind of like the wine. White wines are less bitter than the red wines, isn't it? The squirrel also said that they have excellent memories and a sense of smell to know exactly where they've hidden the oak nut, even under the snow. But sometimes they do forget. But it doesn't matter, because when spring comes, that's how the oak nuts germinate and become a giant tree. goodbye, the squirrel leaves me those oak nuts for souvenir. He wishes us a nice stay here in the forest. He also told me to go back earlier, as he sensed the rain will come soon. He wishes us a